John joins us now. What'd you think of the 30 for 30, John?
Well, it sure got a lot of attention, and it sure got a lot of downloads on my Hit It Hard song. That was pretty cool, Danny.
And you're in the top 100 now with that song, aren't you?
Yeah, I went to 88 and went back up to 91. I don't know what it's doing today, but that's just awesome.
What part of the 30 for 30 was the toughest to talk about or hear again?
I think it's, with Thomas Henderson, I mean, the greatest thing that ever happened to me is when you're down and you're low and nothing's going right, I can actually say I had two of the most wonderful friends that pretty much saved my life from that night, and that was Thomas Henderson and Donnie Crabtree. I mean, there's no doubt.
But you were going to kill yourself.
Yeah, I was in the Mercedes on a cliff up around Palm Springs, going the mountainside towards San Diego. In the back there, 78, I guess, is the road. I'm not for sure what the road. I can't remember it, but right on a cliff.
And you reach out to Thomas Hollywood Henderson, who was a friend of yours. You met in rehab back in the early 90s. And then he talked you out of killing yourself?
Yep, him and Donnie, my buddy Donnie, back in the day.
How did you get to that point when you look back?
The golf game was bad. Me and Paulette were going through a divorce. I was getting ready to check myself back into the Betty Ford. I had that ordeal in Sawgrass. I mean, lost Wilson, lost Reebok, lost every sponsor I had. Lost it all.
How did the documentary treat that?
I think they did a wonderful job. They went into it like right into it. They didn't beat around the bush on it or anything, and that's kind of what I loved about David and Gabe, the guys who did the show. We were just spot on. We just did it, and I wish the show had a little bit more of my Boys and Girls Club and the Make-A-Wish stuff that I did, and showed a little bit more of, maybe my family a little bit more would have been nice. But, I think the cool thing about it, Dan, is it's cool that I could actually tell a story that hopefully might help somebody. It might know that and tell the world that, hey, all athletes, if you consider golf an athlete, which I think most people do. I mean, that we do go through troubles and we go through some bad times, and that we need help. We need help, and we're not. I'm not scared to reach out and get help. Is what I'm trying to say, and I think it's just part of life. And there's so many people that go through it. We all have our ups and downs.
Did you have depression? When did you know that you had that gene in you, that you could be depressed? That self-destructive gene, maybe.
I think we all have it in us. It just matters if we do it or not. I think everybody gets depressed every now and then. Life's not supposed to be just perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I think, like I said, as long as you got good people around you, we can get through it.
When did you know? Was alcohol a problem when you actually played?
No, alcohol wasn't the problem when I played. If I played bad, I went out and got drunk. Sometimes if I played good, I went out and got drunk.
But you didn't drink on the course?
No, just that one time in L.A., the L.A. Open. I played the back nine. I was 3 or 4 over par and went in and down 4 or 5 Coors Lights and shot 4 under on the front and ended up finishing like in the top 10 that week. I didn't think I was going to make the cut.
Did you ever think about drink? Sometimes you'll find somebody who says, "Well, I can have a drink, or I can have 2 drinks." I got this under control. Did you have that? You go through those moments?
Well, back in the 90s, I really didn't have it under control. That was the sad part about it. When I got to feeling really good, it just seemed like I wanted to drink more so I could feel bad. I really, it's hard to explain. But now when I drink, if I get a nice little buzz, I just stop. I'll just start drinking Diet Cokes.
Talking to John Daly, the 30 for 30. There's a lot of stuff in there. You talked about gambling. Was there enough good stuff in there, John? I guess, because I think that when we think people are going to eat up the negative, it's not like they're going to, man, did you see the story about John Daly and it was something positive? It feels like that we love to focus on the negative. Was it fair to you think, all around?
Well, I just wish, like I said, I wish it would have showed more of the good side of me. I do have a good side. I just want people to know that. It's in there somewhere.
I've seen it, John. I've seen it.
They talked about the 91-95 British Open, but, it's perceived as the media, is this a one-and-done guy? But '92, I won the BC Open, beat one of the best golfers in the world ever. Phil Mickelson, beat him by 6 shots in '92. '94 won the Bell South Classic, and then '95 I wasn't playing really good that year, and I just loved St. Andrews. And in that 4-year span, I won 4 golf tournaments, and it wasn't like I was a forgotten soul, but after '95, it was tough. I didn't win anything until 2004, and I wish it would have showed a little bit more of the family side and my charity work, because I don't ever have media usually at my charity events, but if you're going to do a story like that, it'd been nice to post how much I've raised for Boys and Girls Club and how much I did for Make-A-Wish when I lived in Memphis for 19 years, and that's the only thing I wish it would have showed a little bit more of.
At your peak, you versus Phil versus Tiger, and it's just you three, no cameras, 18 holes. What happens?
If we're all playing the best of our abilities,
yeah.
Oh my God, it'd be fun. It'd be hard to say who would win.
But at your best, you think you were as good as Tiger?
No, not putting wise. I think ball striking wise, I might have been a little about the same. But putting, Tiger's putter is probably the best 10 years I've ever seen putting in my life.
What about Phil? You equal toe-to-toe with Phil?
Me and Phil, we've had some good matches. I beat him at the Bell South. At the BC Open in '92, and we've played a few times. He's beaten me. I've beaten him. But me and Phil are kind of like. We have our game is all feel.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tiger's was more. He was more game management. He has a little bit of mechanics in his golf swing. But me and Phil were more like just field players.
What do you want to 10 years from now? When I talk to you, what are you doing?
Hopefully watching Little John play golf.
Do you want him to play golf?
I want him to do whatever he wants, and right now he loves the game of golf, and that's what he wants to do. And I'm going to support him. I'm not one of these dads that pressure him to do it. I don't coach him unless he asks me, and I just let him kind of do his own thing because he's also got that natural ability and great hands. He can chip and putt better than I can right now.
He doesn't have a mullet, though, does he, like you did?
No, he's got beautiful hair. He's just a beautiful kid.
Did you ever fall in love during a round of golf?
Fall in love?
Yeah, with somebody, in the gallery?
Oh, probably 50, 60 times.
How do you go about playing golf while you're trying to flirt with somebody in the gallery?
Well, once you get their phone number, that's the cool thing back then. You just get the phone number, then you call them and see if they want to go out.
How do you get the number?
I go up and ask them.
Oh, okay. The caddy's not going to do it for you.
I'm from Arkansas, buddy. If we want something, we just go get it.
There's a line in the 30 for 30 that you saw yourself too ugly for women to be naturally drawn to you, but then you said you love pleasing them. So that sort of was what you were all about with women.
That's pretty much the fact, yeah.
But you got a great woman now.
I do. I have great people in my life. My kids are healthy. Life couldn't be any better, Dan. I just wish the game would come around a little bit, get the putter going, and I'm looking forward to next year. And I'm also looking forward to December 9th, 10th, and 11th, the P&Z. It's a Champions Tour event where I get to play with Little John in.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So we're looking forward to that. He's all excited. He goes, Dad, do I get the money? I said, no, son. You're going to get the money, but it's going to go towards your school. That's costing $86,000 a year.
What happened? I think I talked to you that you won a tournament. Was it in San Diego? And then you spent it all, didn't you? You went to Vegas right after you won it. Is that right? No,
when Tiger beat me, when I finished second, I was so mad in the playoff. I said, you know what? I don't deserve this $720,000. I'm going to Vegas, and I just blew it all.
Did you ever bet on sporting events?
No, that's not something I do.
Did you ever bet on you when you went to the British Open?
No.
Oh, well, no. I guess that's good that you didn't bet on sporting events. It was just, craps or slot machines?
A lot of mine was blackjack. I lost all my millions on blackjack. I quit playing that game probably 8, 9, 10 years ago. I just play slots for fun now. I finally realized going into a casino, I'm not worried about if I win or lose anymore because I'm not playing as much as I used to, and I play with what I can afford, and I go in to relax and have a good time. In the 90s, I went in thinking I'm going to break the house. And you just can't do it.
But I've been with guys, and they look miserable as they're betting $25,000 a hand. Couldn't you just feed your gambling addiction, but not have so much money attached to it?
It's the adrenaline. It's all about the adrenaline.
No.
You know, you sit there and see 240,000 sitting in front of you. Used to, you could play 7 hands.
Damn.
You know, I've got 15, 20, 30,000 a hand. I mean, you know, 210 grand on one hand. 7 ways. You're going to get your blood flowing.
Oh my God.
Now they only let you play three boxes.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a bad beat where you just went like this? Like every gambler has a bad beat. Do you have one?
Oh my God! The Hilton one year in Vegas, I lost $575,000 in one shoe.
Oh boy.
6-deck shoe.
What'd you do after that?
I think I went out and got this. I think I just went back and got absolutely hammered.
Nice. Well, don't change. I'm glad you've changed, but don't change now, John.
No, I'm still the same old John. I just do everything in moderation now.
Good.
I'm kind of boring.
Good.
I'm kind of boring, Dan.
That's
I'm a boring
good,
man.
Hey, I hope to see you at Augusta next year, and enjoyed meeting your lady down there this past April.
You got it. And sorry I missed you yesterday. I overslept. That's just something I usually don't do. But hey, luckily it was your show and not a tea time. I've done that too.
What's that feeling like when you miss your tea time?
You're embarrassed more than anything. That's about it. You're embarrassed. I mean, it's happened to all of us. Jim Furyk happened to him last year. You know, it just happens sometimes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the 30 for 30, and hopefully I'll see you soon down at Augusta.
You got, buddy. Thank you for your
John.
support, Danny.
Right,
I love you, bub.
Thank you, John.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.